Well, stories have been really making rounds all over social media and the big media outlets in Spain and England that Lokonga is really aging to move to Spain. And guess what? Fabrizio Romano is going to hit to really break the story today that Lokonga has going to hit to accept to join Sevilla, and it's now on Arsenal and Sevilla to agree a deal on how much this deal is going to be happening at what cost. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Callum, Hudson Odoi, Premier League clubs eyeing at him, and those are the two stories we're really having in here. It's the 3rd of July 2024. Smash the like button and let's see close to how many likes. 200 likes smashing this video, as Arsenal is really trying to obviously build up a very good way to obviously get in or create space for this guy. It was in 2020, I think it was 2021 when Arsenal went ahead and signed Lokonga from Anderlecht down in Belgium, and they brought him to the Premier League. For the first 2 seasons he played at Arsenal, 2021, 2022, 2022. I think 2022 he played for the first 6 months, and then he got loaned to Crystal Palace. But remember, the manager that had gone ahead to sign him was sacked, that is Patrick Vieira, and he fell into the pecking order of Roy Hodgson. Then later Arsenal went ahead obviously loaned him to Luton Town, where he went ahead obviously looked good into the Premier League, and I believe that he's one of those players that really looked good at his age at the side of Luton. But unfortunately, Luton Town was really relegated, and Lokonga was said that he wants to play more at his age. I think he's now 23, 24 years of age. All you need is to be getting playing time to see to it that you improve, because the more games you play, the more you become the best player. I can give you the best example of Declan Rice at Arsenal. If you think Declan Rice was at Arsenal at the age of 20 and he couldn't obviously get in enough playing time, you understand, he wouldn't have gone ahead to become the Declan Rice that he is. But Declan Rice got to play game in, game out at West Ham for like 5 consecutive seasons, and then he's the player that Arsenal is having right now. And I think you now understand why Lokonga wants to leave the club of Arsenal, and we all know that he has no space or breather at the club of Arsenal. If he had really gone ahead obviously really look well at Luton Town, maybe Arsenal wouldn't have gone ahead to be in the market obviously looking for another CDM or looking for replacement of Thomas Partey. So let's obviously get this story from the guy who really talked about it yesterday, who goes as Maximo de la Cruz. He works for elsevilla.com, meaning that he is really around Sevilla, knows exactly what is taking place. Said Sevilla and Arsenal are still negotiating the value of the buyout clause in Albert Sambi-Lokonga's loan deal. Everything indicates that it will be an obligation to buy. It will be an obligation to buy. However, Sevilla does not want to go over 8 million euros, while Arsenal want 12 million euros. That is it. That came out yesterday, that Arsenal want 12 million euros and Sevilla don't want to go beyond 8 million euros, and they want to sign this player. So after that, we got another story that came in through from Fabrizio Romano early this morning, and it really stated that Albert Sambi-Lokonga has accepted Sevilla as his next destination. There is total green light from the player now. Arsenal and Sevilla negotiate final details, including buy clause, how to activate it, and potentially make it mandatory. Now, for Arsenal, they're like, we've gone ahead to see everything, and you cannot come in here and obviously sell lies to us. All we want is take this guy on loan with a mandatory buy clause, and they're still negotiating on how this payment is going to be made. So that's what Fabrizio is really telling us. It's not going to be a permanent deal. It's going to be a loan deal, a long season loan deal, and with a mandatory buyout clause. Arsenal are really so much kept into the know, because Manchester United went ahead and obviously sent Hannibal Mejbri to play for the side of Sevilla. You understand? And when they took him, the manager was like, I want this player. I want him to feature hugely. And they had a buyout clause of 20 million euros. And it was not made mandatory. That is it. So, Hannibal never went ahead to fit into well in the team of Sevilla. And guess what? Sevilla was like, we are not buying him. And Arsenal is like, we are getting you we are getting you Lokonga. And if you want to get him, you have to obviously put in a mandatory buy clause. That is it. Because we don't want to see you really turning heel as you did on Manchester United onto the player known as Hannibal. And I think Sevilla is like, would have gone ahead to first take in this player and maybe not put in a mandatory buy clause. But Arsenal is like, we want a mandatory buy clause. And I tell you what, we want what we call we want 12 million euros. And Sevilla are like, oh my God, for us we are giving you 8. Despite the Piro, Arsenal apparently considered the option to buy in the loan as opposed to standing by demanding an obligation. The negotiation between Arsenal and Sevilla now will be on how much the potential fee will be. So it looks like Arsenal was really pushing to obviously get in money directly, to obviously finance their deals, that they're going to be really doing the needful and really getting in players. But Sevilla were like, we don't have that money. It's a loan with a mandatory buy clause. So those are the stories that have gone ahead to link Lokonga to Sevilla. He has gone ahead to accept the deal, and Arsenal like, let him leave. Remember, Arsenal got in this player at around, was it 18 million euros? And I don't think that Arsenal can accept to make a loss. I'm really shocked that Arsenal are accepting to make a loss, unless otherwise we are lied on the amount of money that Arsenal really went ahead obviously buy this player. Unless otherwise, they're also gonna put in what we call a sell on clause, because I know if this boy goes to Spain and fits in very well, the next 2 seasons he might be a player that can be sold for like 60 million euros from Sevilla. I tell you, because if you talk about talent, he is really talented. And if at all Vincent Kompany keeps himself at the side of Bayern Munich for the next 2 seasons, I won't be surprised if at all Bayern Munich will raise up their hand to point at Lokonga as their next signing at the side of Bayern Munich. So we wait and see how that pans out. But looks like Arsenal is working on outgoings, and they want to obviously get them out and see to it that they obviously balance up their books, because they know that when you really get out Lokonga, you are not going to be paying his salary. One, you are going to get in a loan fee, and then the money of Lokonga will be part of the financial year of 2024-2025, making their transfer a given. Understand? That is Albert Sambi-Lokonga for you. So that is Albert Sambi-Lokonga for you, and looks like his journey at Arsenal has gone ahead to come to an end. And I think he's no longer into the Belgian national team, and I believe he would have gone ahead to form a very good partnership with Kevin De Bruyne and Amadou Onana in that midfield. But he needs obviously find himself a team that is going to play him game in, game out to really get where he deserves to be. And when you look at the side of Sevilla, it is the side that can obviously offer him ample playing time. And I think I was going to talk to the manager of Sevilla, and the manager is willing to obviously give him a very good go into helping him to turn into the player he wants to be. Then the Athletic have come out and told us the following, that there are at least 3 clubs, including from the Premier League, who have shown an interest in signing Callum Hudson Odoi. The winger is valued at £40 million plus, but Nottingham Forest don't want to sell. I don't find it sane for Nottingham Forest to sell Callum Odoi, because they got him on a chip from Chelsea, and I tell you what, he had a very good season at Nottingham Forest, and I believe with the preseason with Nottingham, he's really gonna look a better player under Nuno Espirito, and I know he's really gonna have a very good combination with the other two players that really play in the front positions of Nottingham. That is Elanga and Awanyi, and maybe Woods, because those two, I'm talking about Elanga and Callum Odoi, are really electric and ultra quick. So I know they're really going to form a very good partnership, and I don't believe that it will be sane for them to obviously get him in. But I know after this season, they might find it hard to keep those two players. I'm talking about Elanga and Callum Odoi, because I know their potentials and how they're really going to raise up to obviously put in a shift and really perform at levels that most of you will obviously get shocked, because they might find themselves scoring 10 goals and 10 assists. Teams will obviously go up for them, teams like Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa, and I think it all depends on them. If they put in the shift very well, the rest will be history. They'll come up and put in a very huge shift for the side of Nottingham Forest. But this season, Nottingham needs them, because they'll have a very huge impact on how the side of Nottingham is really going to perform. So wait and see whether Nottingham Forest will be like, let's go in for the £40 million, or really get Callum Odoi in here. Callum Odoi was one of the highly rated youngsters at Chelsea, and even when he made his debut at Chelsea, he really looked a very threatening player. But I think that lack of playing time, I'll give you an example. If Olise stayed at Chelsea, he wouldn't have gone ahead to become the player he is. But he sacrificed his years. He went to Reading. From Reading, he came to Crystal Palace. He has been at Crystal Palace for like 3-4 seasons. And look what he has gone ahead to become. And what has gone ahead to enable him to become the player he is simple. What he really gets in every season. He's a starter, and every season he has been improving and improving and improving as a player. So that has gone ahead to help him turn into the player that we've gone ahead to see. So as we talked about Lokonga, that he needs that playing time, like Rice needed it at West Ham and got it and became to the player he is. Even Callum Odoi needs those minutes, and I think he overstayed at Chelsea. He would have gone at least to get in those loan spells. Look at Hutchinson, at Chelsea, loan at Ipswich, and he has gone ahead to get a permanent deal at Ipswich, and they've gone ahead to sell him for £20 million, where Arsenal is going to get like £3 or £4 million out of the sale of Hutchinson. So this is a message to all the players that don't stay at a big club when you're not being gotten what you call ample playing time. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. All you have to do is get a club that is really going to get you playing time and improve through the daily trainings, and most importantly, the matches that obviously give you the hugest test that you really deserve as a player, that help you improve and turn into the player you would obviously want to be. So guys, your thoughts on Lokonga accepting Sevilla move are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Callum Odoi, £40 million on a very high demand? 3 teams interested in him, plus 1 coming in through from the Premier League. Good afternoon. First video of the day has been dropped on the Rokani Media Football. It's the football news show. Don't forget to subscribe, endeavor to do the needful, and let's see close to 200 likes matching this video. We out.